And just like that, the final episode of the recording session has begun. Welcome back to Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. I'm your host, MegaShadowFist, second video game, second commentary. When we last left off, we were, we just presented evidence, and now we're in a whole dialogue chain about stuff. So, yeah, we're getting relatively close to ending off this case, I believe, so. The medical association got wind of it. The hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Order! 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 You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright! Indeed it did, simply because of the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadavarini. Did you say Cadavarini? Bruno Cadavarini, mob boss, is in charge of all underworld activities in the city and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadavarini. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Cadavarini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glen Oak's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his handle on this CD. His hands. Glen Oak had no way of paying back the $100,000 and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened, but he can't. Neither can I. The lottery win. Exactly! At the 11th hour, Mr. Oak won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glen Oak, and then he made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre poses Glen Oak, while Viola Cadavarini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo. Like I said, Shrite, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept out of it. But Mr. Armstrong knew all about it. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000 in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Order! Order! Silence or I will clear the— You's put on a good show, Spiky. If yous want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, create a witness and frame someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. Let's go ahead and save, because we haven't saved in quite some time. I don't know when they're gonna be like, well, witness, go ahead and present, or, well, Mr. Wright, what's the evidence that we need to blah, blah, blah. Of course, I don't think that we're gonna need to present anything until Gumshoe comes back and gets that analysis. I agree. What? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? That would be the poison bottle, of course. Should we present the apron? Does the apron specifically say has small pockets? Warm. Okay, so no. This was Bear's Maggot's fingerprints hidden in her apron pocket. Here we go. Oh, nope, that's not it. Oh no, he's gonna. No? No? No, he is. He is. He is. He is definitely going to. And what's the relevant? Oh, nope, no. I thought he was about to go. Nope. And what's the relevance of that, Shrite? It's just a little intro. An intro into what? It seems all this has been an elaborate trick on part of the defense. Well, I thought that would have made sense. That's enough! This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, Guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Alright, well, we got our guilty verdict, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately. Well, like, what else would it have been, huh? Like, that was the final trick. They put it inside of his... Maybe I'm looking too much into this. I agree. What? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. Oh, maybe it has to do with the framing. Okay. What? Another one, Mr. Wright. Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was a trick you say, Mr. Tigre, performed to frame the accused? It has to be, how would we prove this? So, like, using Viola? Like, would we use Viola? Could we use Viola's profile picture or something? Or could we use Victor Kudo? Or, let's try it. Nope. Okay. Then let's try, next time let's try, Victor Kudo. The Victor Kudo, maybe? And what's the relevance of that, Trite? Oh, it's nothing. I was just, you know, pretending to be cool for a second. You know, like the Phoenix song. I'm trying to be cool. And it's all because of you, something that I gotta do. I'm not gonna hold that for the entire thing. That'd be kind of insane. I have done, like, what's the longest that I've ever done? Like, I was like, and I think I held that for like 20 seconds sometime during the second game, during Justice for All, I think. Alright, that is all. The court is adjourned. Maybe, I would try, maybe Victor Kudo then. Victor Kudo himself? Maybe? Maybe? Because, like, I think I have an idea of what we need. He is, despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Mr. Bird had no way out. And that was Victor Kudo, then. Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was the trick you say, Mr. Well, it has to be that, right? Like, what else could it have possibly been? Okay, we're not that desperate yet that we need to look at everything. Or are we? I think it has to be Victor Kudo. Maybe. We'll try it! And we are wrong. Yay! Alrighty then. Okay, so I was like, okay, so first I did the potassium cyanide in the pocket, but that didn't, but apparently, the game's like, oh, that has nothing to do with what's going on. So I was like, okay, maybe use Viola, and then use Victor Kudo to, like, as he created a false witness, a false alibi, but no, that's not enough. Apparently, they want something else, which is probably going to make a lot of sense, as it usually does, but it's going to be so far out that it defies logic. Because that's how this game works sometimes. You're like, okay, you know, it's like the whole freaking, what was it? I still reference this all the time in Turnabout Big Top, where the freaking, Max Galactica thing fell onto the, circus ringleader, and then his cape flew off and then connected to it, and, despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you take one more precaution, one more trick to make sure Mr. Bird had no way out. Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? Alright, let's look at everything. Attorney's badge, no. Magatama, no. Sports paper left by the victim, no. Magazine clipping? Oh. Duh! Okay, so do we use the... I think what they want us to use is probably the fake attorney's badge? Either... Okay, we're gonna try this one first. The magazine... No. The paper badge made... Which one do they want? This one! What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation! Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as a victim on the day in question. A month ago in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here this very court a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disputable shabby defense I had ever seen!
Objection!
Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove that the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Hey! Forget about me, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh? Have you no pride, sir? This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trite, and here in court we... In case you didn't know, Trite, here in court we deal with people's lives. Mr. Godot is right. Your Honor! Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it. No! If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. In case they ask for more evidence, we're going to go ahead and save. Alright, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we're going to do. And if you disagree, we'll too frickin' bad. From save point. If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far! You say he impersonated Glen Elg. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. No! Ha! He was this close to cracking, too. Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger, or you gotta get mauled, you got that? All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit, but I was so close to getting to admit his own guilt. Okay, cue the obligatory objection from Gumshoe or somebody. Huh. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. This witness cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre. Objection? Come on, we're waiting for it. Hold it! Your Honor, sir! This looks just like when Lady Von Karma popped out of nowhere. Like when she was like, oh! I feel like they literally just did the same exact thing. Wait! Detective Gumshoe! Sorry I took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too. What is it, detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? January 8th, 2:48 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle. Oh, so? Do you know who the prints belong to now? Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So? Tell us. They're the tigers, right? I knew it. They're not the tigers. I'm calling that right now. You bet. Oh, they are? Clear as crystal all over the bottle. I thought they were gonna be like, actually, sir, they're not. Actually, pal, they're not the tigers, but they're still. And then we freak out. And they're like, but no, but this can still be used. They're Furio Tigre's paw prints, all right. That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything online for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on the bottle now. Huh? What? Why not? What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glen Elg's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. I knew it! Great! No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use! Hey, don't be so hard on yourself! This was our last chance to help Maggie, and I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time! It's alright, I'm a real loser, it's not breaking news to me, pal. Detective? Gumshoe? Maggie! You've been working on this something, for me? Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it, and I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry, I'll get out of here now. Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we could do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. Small bottle put into the pocket. Alright. January 8th, 3:04 p.m. District Courtroom number 4. I think we're going to try to finish up the court session in this, or the case in this episode. So if this goes on a little bit longer, that's fine. It's probably not going to be like an hour long, is it? I don't know, who knows. At the moment, it's been... What's 20 minus 16 minutes? Mr. Wright! Yes, Your Honor. I grant you a recess so you can prepare this decisive evidence you discovered. Yes. Don't keep us all in suspense, Trite. Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before. Well, I don't want to waste any of your guys' time by not saving. We don't want to do that. Suspending game. Continue from save point. How much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before. But you's lawyers should know how to blow things out of proportion. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here. But maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final, decisive piece of evidence to the court. What if it wasn't the small bottle? Like, what if it was, like, something else? Like, we had to prove... Like, I'm going to try the small bottle because that's what all the evidence is pointing towards, but... At the same time, it's like... Alright, this is something that under normal circumstances I wouldn't present, but... Because of how everything is, we kind of have to, right? Small bottle. This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victim's... Your Honor. Naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre. What? What? But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this court should theoretically be in the dark. My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle? Is that what you saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway? A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... Logic would dictate that it's the victim's ear medicine. But, as I've said before, it did not give off an odor. And poison, naturally, is odorless, I'm pretty sure. So, actually, it has a potassium... But didn't we find out that it was just, like, ear medicine? Like, they analyzed it. So, then, it has to be the victim's ear medicine. So... Why are they making, like, the thing is, like, it should be obvious, but I feel like they're like, first of all, let's save. I feel like it should be obvious, like, but, like, if it was that obvious, they wouldn't make us present it, right? Because it's like, but they But they... But it... The... Potassium cyanide! This is the bottle containing the potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide! The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? You make a good clown, you know that? What? Yous ain't never gonna get this to stick. You's just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it. No, this is the bottle we found traces of poison in. Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown, and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look like nothing at all. Don't look nothing like it. Got him! At last. What? Why is everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle... Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But yous ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy-looking suit fool you, people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Godot. Tell him, Godot. Tell that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out. You still haven't figured it out? Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. Oh boy, there's gonna be a breakdown. You guys better be prepared. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. You don't know who you's messing with. I'm the Tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me? Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. What's going on? It looks like I think I might have almost blown out my voice there. It looks like the blackout. Well done, trite. No, really, my voice is actually... Well done, trite. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Oh, come on! Savor it. While you watch your cage prey. Right, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. The prosecution will be sure to take care of Mr. Tigre, won't you, Mr. Godot? He is being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glen Elg, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed! He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre is a truly frightening criminal. Ha! The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot. Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant Maggie Bird not guilty. I am the genius mad scientist. Oh, incoma. Anyway, that is all. The court is adjourned. January 8th, 4:10 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago, but now I feel like I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. Wait! Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah, congratulations, Maggie. Thanks. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then? Huh? Oh, well, Well, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around. Wait up, detective. He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie, you know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me. That's why he thought I might have done it. I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. Oh, see, I called it, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. I told you it had to be used like this. Gumshoe's lunchbox. A tenderly handmade lunchbox filled the stomach with love and plenty of weenies. Here you are, a present to celebrate your freedom. I did mention how I thought that this is basically like an elementary school's bin toolbox, but apparently someone is like, oh well, you know, technically that's not. It shouldn't be an elementary school because like it's extra large. Shut up! It's still primarily made of weenies and rice. Like that's a little kid's bin toolbox. I'm sorry. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe made with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Enough for all of us to share. Or she's gonna eat it all, I guess. So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good! So the case of the phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows, maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. About to start? Episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout, the end. Alright, now it's time for Case 4, Turnabout Beginnings. Which, I guess we're gonna start just because. Would you like to save your state? Would you save clear stage up to this point? Yes, please. Yes, please. Now, here it is for, now, one thing I should know is while I was doing research on this game, I found out, because like for a tab in the description, I found out that, actually in this case we won't be playing as, Phoenix will be playing as Mia Fey. And I think now, well, it depends if they reveal him in the first episode or not. I'm not quite sure. But as I said, I was spoiled to who Godot was from the very beginning. Pretty much as soon as I finished the first recording session of this game, and I was looking up pictures for thumbnails to use. And so, but now I saw a thumbnail of someone else who was doing a playthrough of this game, and very early on I saw pictures of what Godot's real identity looks like, and it should be relatively obvious. So I think that I can stop hiding it from now on. But anyway, Turnabout Beginnings. Let's go ahead and start this. Give you guys a sneak preview for what's to come. Episode 4, Turnabout Begins. The girl! Let her go! Shut up! Come closer! And I kill her! Is that Mia? Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Is that Mia? Is that Mia? I'm reading through the file on the old court case. It was the first of my long-term mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Picture. Name, Terry Fowles. Charge, kidnapping, murder. Sentence, death penalty. Fugitive movements. After escaping, Fowles met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Recapturing Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Six years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. So this would be 2012, I suppose, huh? Chronologically speaking. February 16th, 9:24 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. I never should have accepted this case. Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. What voice am I gonna give? Let's just give her the Raven voice. I don't care. I didn't do nothing. I swear. I didn't kill nobody. Terry Fowles, my first client, sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. Or maybe I should give him... I don't know. Like the Raven voice. So why did you escape anyway? Oh, you know, I haven't, Yeah, guy, how does the Ben voice go, or the Trilla voice go? Yeah, something like this, but that sounds too much like Gumshoe. I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I'm gonna give him this voice. I never lied. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Fowles, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry, I told a little lie. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear I didn't kill her. I could have never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Fowles did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. You did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true. I can't trust him, right? I mean, I should. Ha! You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Wait a minute. I look just like a certain smooth criminal, except I'm literally an inverse color swap of him. Huh. Maybe I might even have an addiction to coffee, I don't even know. You're not gonna figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Why are you here? I came to see how our little kid was doing all along in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Oh, look, I even have the same exact animations as a certain someone. Where's Mr. Grossberg? Ha! The old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say... So Diego Armando... Well, I should probably not... The finest attorney at Grossberg Law Office is here for me? No. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine, an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though. Ha! Relax, I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh off his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law. Oh, it's probably Edgeworth, I imagine. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time. This is gonna be Edgeworth before he got, actually, nice. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him. But not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. February 16th, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Yep, it's Edgeworth. Oh, it's the Canadian judge. Crap. Do I really have to do a Canadian? I can't even... We'll just give him the Raven voice. I really... Well, court is now in session for the trial of Terry Fowles. This is not the Raven voice. The defense is ready, Your Honor. What? He's literally wearing, he's dressed up he's basically Manfred von Karma right now. The prosecution is ready. No, what voice did I give Edgeworth? The prosecution is ready for a while, Your Honor. Has been waiting for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. I don't think I gave him this deep a voice, did I? No, let's see. Tell me, Phoenix, what doesn't belong here? Up, down, left, right. I think I gave him this voice. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? I don't even know why I randomly got into an English accent, but I don't care. They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. This is not Godot. At 20, Your Honor. Whatever. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. Yeah, but this is back when Edgeworth was still pretty arrogant, so... Young people running a trial, I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Fowles was responsible for her death. You got it, kitten. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. I don't know. Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Fowles, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl who threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness testified. He's doing the Manfred von Karma finger wag. Why are you doing this, Edgeworth? Why? A witness testimony. The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. Wait a minute! Hawthorne? Hawthorne! Interesting. She arrested Miss Fowles at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Fowles throw his young victim into the river. Yes, it did take me that long to catch on, ladies and gentlemen.
For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away.
That police woman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be... Exactly. The victim, the same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha! I see! The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago.
And with only one thing in his mind, to take revenge against the one... Okay. Let's try again. Let's try. Okay, so Canadian accent is like, you know, like a United States Midwestern accent, or at least the Newfie accent, if you call it the Newfie Canadian accent. So, with only one thing on his mind, let's see. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him.
Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now.
Huh?
Yes. It's quite obvious the defendant is guilty.
Wait a minute, that's not right! At least hear the case before you decide the outcome, Your Honor.
Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I can care for your word choice or your tone of voice.
Oh, he's doing the man. Stop it!
Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders.
Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite!
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case.
Who do you think?
Oh, he's got a different jacket! Witness, state your name and occupation, as if you really need to tell us.
I'm gonna need to go back to like some of the last few episodes of Justice for All and reacquaint myself with the Edgeworth, because I think I gave him that, but I'm not too sure. Like it was basically just like the voice I usually give like guards, like generic guards and like JRPGs and whatnot. Anyway, whatever the case may be, that was that. So now we have Armando, the real Godot. I mean, come on, like if you didn't make the connection from first seeing him, like. Alrighty then. But now that that information has been let out, I finally can reveal it. Yes, that's Armando, the Godot person. But like I said, but that's like but now that we finally passed that, like everything else in this game is going to be new to me for the most part anyway. Like there are a couple plot points that I was aware of. Well, a couple plot points that I was aware of beforehand anyway, before like I even started Justice for All even. But yeah, I mean that's kind of how it's going to be anyway. So without further ado, let's go ahead and end things off. So what did you think of that, ladies and gentlemen? That exciting into the third case? We're playing as Mia again. We're going to kick things off. I feel like this case is going to be pretty short though for some reason. Well, maybe it's going to be long. I don't know. Like I don't think it's going to be that long of a court case, but at the same time. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and end things off here. So, if you like this video, this series of videos, please feel free to leave a like. If you thought it was cool, please feel free to subscribe and join the Elven Brotherhood today. Also, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/MegaShadowFist. I'll be sure to leave that in the description. Thank you so much for watching. This is MegaShadowFist signing out. Bye!